Welcome to Sodanonymous. I'm your host, Sodanonymous. Today's episode is going to be Coca-Cola Aero. First things first, we got the fun facts here. Let's go over that real quick. Coca-Cola Aero first released in late 2018 to the Lithuanian and Taiwanese markets in response to the growing popularity of the Japanese formulation Coca-Cola Clear. After Aero exploded in popularity, the Coca-Cola company has decided to bring it stateside. As of today, it's available in all 50 states. Unlike Coca-Cola Clear, Aero is sweetened with high fructose corn syrup instead of acesulfame potassium, meaning this formulation is a full-calorie Coca-Cola product. The flavor is described as a smoother, lighter cola with a citrus kick. Many have theorized that the reasoning behind bringing Coca-Cola Aero stateside is because of the success of the reintroduction of Crystal Pepsi. Coca-Cola Aero is currently only available as a full-calorie product, with seemingly no plans for a zero-sugar variant. All right, well, with that out of the way, let's get on with the review. All right, Coca-Cola Aero. I'm excited about this. I've been kind of looking forward to it ever since they first announced it earlier in the year. It's interesting that Coca-Cola is kind of going the Pepsi route, where they're trying a whole bunch of new things this year. I mean, we got those new Diet Coke flavors last year and some more this year. We've got the orange vanilla, which just came out and seems to be more and more successful. Now I'm seeing a lot of commercials for March Madness. And now they're coming out with Coca-Cola Aero. I'm not sure if this is directly in response to the sort of popularity of Crystal Pepsi. It doesn't really have that nostalgic sort of recognition behind it. I think it's more of the novelty of the clear cola that they're hoping sort of catches on. I like sort of the simplistic, minimalistic look that they're going for. I think it's kind of a bold choice to choose the sort of dark look with the clear cola. I think it really stands out on the shelf and it looks really nice. It kind of reminds me of the old Coke Zero look, if you remember what that looks like. Yeah, I think that this is a sleek, nice design. Now, normally I would go for a can or a bottle if they have it. I didn't see any glass bottles. I have a feeling that they're not releasing it in glass bottles at the moment. But I know that they have it in cans. And the reason why I went for the bottle is just because it's clear. I mean, that is the cool aspect of it. So yeah, it's cool to see. It seems to be fairly well carbonated, which is interesting. I'm very curious about how this is going to taste. I've never had Coca-Cola Clear before. I know that that's a thing that they have in Japan. I've never imported it. I would have liked to compare it, but you know, I didn't have a chance to order it from Japan and the compare and contrast, and it deserves its own review at some point. So I'm just going to review the Coca-Cola Aero. So I'm not sure if it's going to be very similar to Coca-Cola Clear or if it's going to be an entirely new type of formulation. From what I understand, Coca-Cola Clear is sort of a lemony Coca-Cola, but a little bit smoother. This is described as citrus. So I don't know if it's going to be more like lemon, like that, or if it's going to be a different sort of blend. But I am very curious. I've had Crystal Pepsi before, and I do like Crystal Pepsi. I think a lot of the hype comes from the sort of nostalgic feelings behind it, and I get that. I don't think Crystal Pepsi is great. I think it's good. I think it's interesting, you know, and it was kind of bizarre for me to have a clear cola. But that sort of novelty is past. I've had a couple of Crystal Pepsis, and now when I drink this Coke Aero, you know, it is going to be cool to have a clear Coke, but it's not going to be like this mind-blowing experience the first time I had Crystal Pepsi, which is just like, it looks like you're drinking water, but you're really drinking a cola product. So yeah, this doesn't contain any caramel coloring, which is great for a lot of the health folks. I know that there has been sort of these studies about how like certain caramel colorings can cause, are carcinogenic, can cause cancer. I don't really know what the studies are looking like there. I didn't really do any research on that, but from what I understand, there is this sort of pervasive idea that the caramel coloring is not good for you. So I think this might attract them. I do think it's kind of a missed opportunity to not do a zero sugar variant. I think that the clear colas definitely have a market for sort of the diet look, and I know that the new diet colas and the new orange zero sugar are all doing very well. So it's kind of bizarre to me that they didn't choose to do that. But I guess they're just rolling this out and they're seeing how it's going to go, and then they will do a zero sugar variant later. But it's anybody's guess. They haven't really announced anything like that yet. All right, that's all I can think of jabbing. So I'm going to bust this open and we're going to give it a smell here. So this is going to be a blind tasting. I've never had this before, obviously. It came out today. What was interesting, real quick, I found was I was able to find this really easily on my today on my search in the morning. I caught the guy stocking them because I know he comes in at my store at about 6 a.m. And I went in and I talked to him and he was stocking the shelves, and I grabbed one and it was right there. So this was a lot better of a rollout than Orange Vanilla. I don't know if they got a lot of feedback with Orange Vanilla and they sort of churned their system around or what. But yeah, this has been definitely a better smooth rollout, and this is how a soda rollout should be. So good job, Coca-Cola. All right, well, that's about it. So let's go bust this thing open. All right, we're cracking it open here. There we go. Ooh, nice and bubbly. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. It's completely clear and bubbly. All right, let's give it a smell here. I'm very curious. That's not what I was expecting at all. So to kind of articulate what I'm getting from this, what I was expecting was a Coca-Cola flavor, maybe a little bit subdued, with sort of the naturalistic lemon zest is what I was expecting. That's how I've heard Coca-Cola Clear described. So I expected it to be pretty similar, just with high fructose corn syrup instead of Ace K. But instead, it doesn't smell like a natural lemon. It's not that weird specific lemon you would get from a Sprite either. It is more of like a lemonade kind of lemon. It doesn't smell sour, which is surprising to me. It smells pretty sweet. Now, it doesn't smell like packet lemonade, if you know what I'm talking about. It does smell like normal lemonade. It's just, yeah, it's a lot sweeter smelling than I would have expected. I would say that is the predominant smell, more of a lemonade smell. Beyond that, it is, there's definitely a bit of the Coca-Cola flavor in there. It's not super bold. It's a little bit less deep or complex. I could smell the spices. And it smells pretty appetizing. It is kind of a weird combo for me. I've never had lemon Coke before, so it's going to be a little nifty. But yeah, it smells good. It's a lemonade and Coke combo is basically the best way I can describe it. All right, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and give this a try because I'm pretty excited. So this is Coca-Cola Aero, first time going down. I actually really like that. Yeah, I think I really like that a lot. I think the flavor might be divisive with some people, just because it's such a weird place to take Coke. but I think I like it a lot. All right, well, much like the smell, the main flavor, I would say, is more of a lemonade-y taste. So it's got a bit of the tartness, but it's not extreme. It's not sour at all. It's definitely more lemon. If there's any other citrus notes in there, it's just vague little hints. I'm not getting really any orange. I don't really taste any lime. If there is something else, it probably is lime, but I'm not really tasting much of that. It's mostly lemon. It is a sweet drink. It's mostly sweetness with the lemonade flavor. And then the Coca-Cola is very smooth. It's a very smooth type of Coca-Cola, which is very interesting to me because Coca-Cola, my preference, and the reason why I pick Coca-Cola over Pepsi is because Coca-Cola has a bite. And this kind of eliminates that. So it's definitely a lot smoother. It's a lot nicer. So I think people who tend to have problems with regular Coke might feel more at home with this. It's not as sweet as, say, a Pepsi. So, you know, you're still not getting blown out by sugar. But I think it's a nice, smooth flavor. Yeah, it's strange. It's really hard to describe. It's like lemonade Coke mix is basically the best way I could describe it. But there's a little something that they do with the Coke that's, I think, works really well with the lemonade, where the lemonade is kind of taking charge and being the more tangy aspect of the drink. And then the Coca-Cola is kind of taking a back seat, but it's still there. It's still definitely a cola beverage. It still has that deep, darker flavor. It's just not as deep and as dark and as strong and as punchy as regular Coca-Cola. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is going to sound weird, but if I'm going to compare the lemon flavor to anything like specific, I'm getting almost like a lemon Propely taste, which I like. I like lemon Propel, but it's kind of got a little bit of, I don't know if there's like sports drink aspect taste to it, but it's not quite completely natural lemonade, but at the same time, it's not like packet lemonade where it's just completely fake. It's sort of riding the line where you can't really tell if it tastes more real or more fake. I'm curious if this has any juice in it. No, it says contains no juice. So yeah, it is artificial flavoring, but it's, you know, it's enough to make me question. I think it does taste pretty lemony, which is cool. All right, let me kind of go through it step by step for you. So when you first drink it, you're not really given any bite at all. Smooth, sort of cascading bubbles. I'd say they're medium-sized bubbles, so they're not micro bubbles like, say, Pepsi Vanilla or something like that. They are standard Coca-Cola bubble size. They're just not bitey. And then the first flavor you're hit with is a strong, sweet lemonade taste. And then as you're swallowing, the lemonade sort of descends, and you're left with an aftertaste of smooth Coca-Cola. And it sort of finishes off with a nice little bit of lemony spit in your mouth. It sort of has an aftertaste of lemon. It's very crisp. I could see on a hot day this would be very enjoyable. I'd like to drink this on the beach. I don't know if I'd be able to mix any alcohol in this. I don't know what that would taste like. Like maybe like rum and Coke? I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is good. I think if you're a Coke fan, especially if you are a Coke with lemon fan, if you've had Coke with lemon before, or even like Diet Coke with lime or any of that stuff, I would say give Coke Aero a try. This is good. If you're not a Coke fan at all, if you're more on the Pepsi camp, or you're just not big into Coke, specifically because it's so powerful or pungent or bitey, this might be more on your side as well, just because it's much more gentle. And I think that for fans of that sort of thing, that this will go over a lot better for you. But yeah, I think everybody should at least buy one, give it a shot. It's unique. I've never really had any soda that tastes like that before. It's a very interesting flavor, and I like it. I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a rating here. Let me try to figure this out. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 9, which I know is kind of a bold statement, but I think this is really good. I could see myself buying this regularly. It's its own niche. It's its own thing. I've never really had a soda taste like this before from Coke or anybody else. So go ahead, go to your local supermarket, go to your local gas station, and give it a shot. It should be available pretty much everywhere. It's, at least in my area, it's a very good rollout. So today, or within the next couple of days, it should be out everywhere. So yeah, next time you're in your local grocery store and you're looking in your soda aisle, look for Coke Aero. Even if you just want to buy one, just to try it, I think a lot of people are going to be into this. All right, well, that's all I really have to say about it. I'm excited how well Coke is doing. They're really bringing their A game with all this new stuff. So I hope to see them bring more stuff in the future. I'm really excited to see where that's going to go. And yeah, that's about it. So have you guys had Coke Aero? I know it's the first day. If you haven't, go ahead and give it a shot, and then come back and let me know how it is in the comments, because I'm very interested to see what people feel about this. But yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share me around, do whatever you got to do. I love all that stuff. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So this is Sodanonymous signing off, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks.